why is it ukuthi abantu baba offended uma ukuthi benga addresswa with their pronouns? Because you know what I mean? Because like I mean it's not a lot of like scenarios, but there have been like the few scenarios where people have wanted people to refer to them with specific pronouns. People have said, hey, usbanbani ngithe, hey unjani sbanbani, or hey girl, or hey guy, whatever. Umuntu waba, you know. So for me, I'm like, where's that? Not where it's stemming from, but like
the offense
part. What's the reason? Yeah.
I think it usually comes from people just feeling like they wish they were already understood.
Okay.
Without asking themselves if they put in the effort to make themselves understood.
Because I'm thinking if you need to understand, some people are raised 20 years, 30 years, 50 years looking at life in a certain way.
Sure.
So if there's a guy from Italy, for example, and he comes through and he can't say Zenzeli spesihle xulu. And he flops in saying that, and then you get offended. I'm like, but he doesn't come from a space of that type of understanding. So when I go to ways. When I fully understand, I'm saying when I think of, let's say umamncane, whatever, who just knows he, she, for example, already just black parents struggle and he, she, you know, and then first ete. Yeah, yawazi ba oledi fit oledi ama pronoun ayabashaya.
So umuntu wazi
yabona.
Is all encompassing.
It's all encompassing. But now when, to Sparky's points around those individuals, and unfortunately in this scenario you'll have to speak for them, which is unfair as well. You know, ngempela, why would they get touched like that?
I think it's, are you making room for me or not? Because I like the example you're making of a guy from Italy, for example.
Yeah.
Clap at the first time. Eventually, not being able to say it, eventually it means you're not willing to learn
what's the eventually?
How to say. Okay, well, at least the two of us are actors, right? At some stage, we had to learn how to say Stanislavski, Tchaikovsky, Dostoevsky. If it's important, you learn how to say it. So after a certain amount of time...
I'm trying to learn Pedi. What's it?
And there was Katis Tease. If you don't apply yourself to...
Yeah. What's this Katis Tease?
If you continually misgender...
I'm ngiyazi with my language, bro. Ngiyazama, bro. Kinka wena. Kiroba liteka na.
I don't know about that, because I'm Zulu born, Zulu raised.
Yeah.
Himpa, Khonobua.
But when you say umning wena mina ngiyi-one.
Ufuna uba now umning is born as one.
Idlozi lami lonke nje.
Now umning sibaningi sonke sihle.
Hayi wena ubuningi bakho buningi.
But back to the point I was making. At some stage it becomes a deliberate sense of you don't care to learn.
Yeah. So here's my thing, man.
Which is why people get offended.
Yeah. Because
and intention as well, I think. That has to count somewhat.
Yeah.
But the thing is, okay. So let me explain. Mina igama lami uZenzele Spesihle, ne?
Cool.
Yes. So in introducing myself to people, ne? I tried that at a young age, ne? And then what you get is that you know what I mean? Like there's so many variations, and Masusubizo Abantu, there's like 5,000, 1 million things. So I was Ngaba Konose Hlababili and then the nickname when I came to high school was Sparky, and everyone's like, oh, Sparky. It's like, oh, tell me your real name. And then when I say Zenzele Spesihle, that's my name. If you're gonna call me by my name, like it is Zenzele Spesihle. Ekaya, they call me Spesihle because like that's what I grew up.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
With, you know, Zenzele Spesihle. But when I introduce myself to people, abanga pandle from family, it's Zenzele Spesihle because that's, you know, my name, and I'm trying to own it, and I'm trying to be all of these things. So, for example, Amazulu, they know how to say Zenzele Spesihle, but in the same token, like how you're saying, Uguti, it's not caring to know them, they, whatever, is that the difference there is that me, now, for example, bayazi, but they're choosing to, and then Omunye is going to be like, spare. You know, and then you get all these bits and pieces. No, saying I was making an example. So I'm saying, for me, I don't really see into njalo in terms of addressing someone in terms of ukuthi bafuna uku-identify njengani as offensive if they don't call you ngaleyo nto and choose to call. It's like nicknames. You know what I mean? It's like, like how JB, Pence, you know what I mean? Like they'll be that. But we ask there's an endearment.
That's the thing.
You know what I mean?
It comes from endearment, not from struggling.
The intention behind.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and for me it went from my name to then my surname.